Oh, we're rocking the suburbs here at KocoSports.com. We're proud to present to you Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And, of course, you got the Coco crew here driving you through this shitstorm that is the WWE. Of course, you got me, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here shaking the room from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. And, of course, joining me is the founder, the CEO of KocoSports.com, talking about the man with a face for radio and a voice for print, talking about Dave Kokotis. What is up, Dave?
Nothing much, just fighting the good fight. Yeah. Hard times, man, hard times. A lot of people were cut today. So let's break this down. And you know what? I mean, before we break it down and who was cut and all that, a lot of these guys are crazy talented. A lot of these guys were on television every week. A lot of these guys were misused. And I always fucking think, you know, WWE, because when I booked pro wrestling, when I did, if I messed up, I would own it and go to the wrestler and be like, dude, listen, that storyline did not work at all. I am really sorry. I wonder if WWE, they even do that. Like, I wonder how the conversation goes. I mean, there are people that, if used correctly, these guys could be huge superstars. There's no way a lot of these people on this list should be unemployed. And so, like, you know, all these people, they rush out to book these wrestlers as guests. If you're going to rush out and book these wrestlers to be guests, I want to know, did creative apologize to them? Because in reality, these people not only are making a show bad for the fans, they are ruining these people's livelihoods.
Well, Dave, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's, of course, on June the 12th, 2014, 11 WWE announced they had severed ties with 11 people, released them from their contracts. In no specific order here, they released Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, a three-man band. They released Aksana, Brodus Clay, Camacho, Yoshi Tatsu, Curt Hawkins, Bourne, Teddy Long, referee Marc Harris, and JTG. Now, Dave, Internet Infantry, I want you to put your comments down here. First of all, my questions to you, Dave, are, one, do any of these 11 actually shock you? You know, does anybody really surprise you here that's been let go?
Yeah, a lot of them actually do. One, okay. Teddy Long, been here for a long time. Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, I've said this a million times, if you can lose over and over and over and still get over with the crowd, that's gold. That is pure gold. They never had to win again, and people were still going to root for them. Still, you know, they could put over anyone. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, why the hell does Santino still have a job? Santino has a job because he never has to win again, and he'll have a section of fans that root for him. 3MB was like that, so that shocked me. Brodus Clay shocked me because, one, he has a WWE movie coming out, and two, he had a perfect gimmick for kids. He was Scooby-Doo. He was in Scooby-Doo, and that's the thing with Brodus Clay being cut. It's almost like you made this guy who's a great big man pro wrestler who could easily play the monster, easily. But you made him take a risk and do a children's character that children loved. Before I you know, had health problems, I was a teacher, and people loved Brodus Clay. I have children. I have an 8-year-old son. Two of his favorite wrestlers of all time were cut today: Brodus Clay and Yoshi Tatsu. So to me, you're not family friendly. You're not for the kids, and I don't understand why you turned Brodus Clay heel. You claim your demographic is children, even though all statistics show that's wrong. Your real demographic is teen to nerd. So, you know, this guy basically changes his career, and then you just like, oh, we're gonna make you heel. All right, we're just gonna get rid of you. It's just absolutely crazy. And of course, Bourne is just so talented. And the one that kind of hits home to me, because I got to meet him in FCW, my son got to meet him in FCW, nicest guy in the world, and not only that, but such a great wrestler, and the WWE Universe is never going to know that. Yoshi Tatsu. And the thing is, with Yoshi Tatsu, that kind of shocked me, is that him being cut shocked me, but they were such dicks to him. They wouldn't let him move to Houston. They hadn't let him stay in Tampa, and they didn't know he existed. And how do I know they didn't know he existed? Because everyone in NXT and FCW are like, what the fuck? Yoshi Tatsu went through New Japan. Yoshi Tatsu is a great pro wrestler, and he wanted to be happy in Houston because there was a bigger Japanese Asian community than in Tampa. And he's like, can I move there and fly around, you know? And they said, no, you still need in-ring work. And even his co-workers, everyone in FCW/NXT were like, they have no idea who the fuck he is. They have no idea who he is. To them, he's just a Japanese common wrestler. And to me, a lot of it was shocked. And of course, the JTG, a lot of people were shocked he still had a job. But, you know, there's a joke that the internet fired him. Because, like, people always kept forgetting about JTG, but since they had a countdown and all that. So, yeah, I'm a bit shocked by a lot of these, especially 3MB, Brodus Clay. Well, I was shocked by his heel turn. I just thought that was stupid. Evan Bourne, Yoshi Tatsu, a lot of these people I was shocked for. And know what made it even a bigger shock? WWE on the internet said they're not going to cut people anymore. They're just going to let their contracts expire. Wow, that changed in a hurry.
Yeah, I saw that too. I guess it's because Linda McMahon's not running for the Senate right now. Sorry, that's my cheap shot. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with cheap shots. You know, looking down at these, there's only really one that, I mean, just absolutely had me go, what? It actually had me shocked. And it's not exactly going to be a popular one, but Aksana is the one that really shocks me. Had they released her like a year ago, I wouldn't have batted an eye. But as of late, they've been working her more into the Divas program. She's been doing some tag work. In fact, she just wrestled a match on Monday Night Raw against Alicia Fox. And they've been incorporated. I mean, she's the one who damaged Naomi's eye in the ring in Omaha when I was there at Raw earlier this year. So she had been in the mix and been doing things. It's not like, you know, she was like like Rosa Mendez, someone who was there, disappeared, kind of popped up once, then disappeared again. No, she had been in the mix. So that's the only one that, the only one that really shocks me. Looking at the list here, Drew McIntyre, he came in with a promising career. Remember, he was dubbed the Chosen One, got the Intercontinental title run out of it. Him and his wife just happened to have a fight at an inopportune time on a WrestleMania weekend in the hotel. She left. They got divorced. And then he got thrown into three-man band, which, you know, some people could argue why wins and losses they weren't successful. As Dave kept pointing out, I mean, they developed a cult following, and people cheered and booed the hell out of them, so they did get a reaction. Jinder Mahal came in the stereotypical, I'm a Middle Easterner, so he wore the little turban. Then, of course, they put him in the three-man band, which I really think they let some of his personality come out, and I think that worked. Brodus Clay, they absolutely killed him. I mean, they had a lot of hype with him. They took a risk. Instead of doing the traditional, I'm a big man, I'm a monster heel, no, they gave him the lighthearted, you know, Funkasaurus. They brought him in, you know, some pop music. They brought in the Funkadactyls, and I've seen this before, his valets actually outshined him. You know, and I've seen that before. I've seen it in a couple of cases I can name off the top of my head, is when Trish Stratus outshined Test and Albert when they put together TNA. And then also S.A. Rios got overshined by his valet, Lita. So I've seen that before, and I think creative really put the nail in the coffin for him was they had him in one of what, as Dave mentioned, a WWE film that came out about a year or so ago, year and a half ago. He was still a good guy, and he was playing a bad guy in basically like this suspense, action, thriller, horror, whatever movie. Don't ask me what the title is because I can't think of it off the top of my head. And then they turn him heel for, it's just like they didn't have a plan for him. They were just like, okay, we're just going to turn heel to do something different. So they gave him a heel turn on a very lame storyline with Xavier Woods. And then, just bad timing, they had him appear in the Scooby-Doo cartoon, you know, the WrestleMania one, why he was a bad guy. So bear this in mind, kids. Why he's a good guy, the lovable little baby face. He's in a horror movie as a bad guy. When he turns heel, he's in the Scooby-Doo WrestleMania crossover movie as a good guy. So that makes no sense to me. And really, he'd been down in NXT because they haven't had anything for him. Camacho, a lot of people said they were shocked by that one. Of course, he accompanied Hunico, and then Hunico got the call up to be Sin Cara, so it kind of left him behind. He was in NXT, really wasn't doing anything, so that comes in. Yoshi Tatsu, as Dave just pretty much mentioned his career. Curt Hawkins, he had some success with Zack Ryder as part of Edge's Army and won tag team gold, but once they split up, Ryder went solo. Curt Hawkins went back down to FCW to reinvent himself. He came back out, never really worked. He was working on stuff like Superstars, main event, material like that, but he was never, ever on Raw. I don't think he was even on SmackDown for that matter. Evan Bourne, he'd been out for practically 2 years with a foot injury. He had tried to come back, but he just wasn't quite ready, and to me that's absolutely not shocking. Teddy Long, his contract was running out anyway, and I think he had pretty much let it be known that as soon as his contract expired, he was gone anyway, so that's no shocker. Referee Marc Harris, I really have no opinion on because, honestly, do we really follow referees? And then JTG, people could make the argument, oh, he was still on the roster? Was he? I think he might have just been at home in Brooklyn collecting paychecks. So that's just kind of that's a very the Cliff Notes version here of the people cut today. Now, Dave, I'm going to ask you this. Let me get you back in the conversation here. Do you think anybody got left off this list? By that, I mean, do you think there are people who are still on the roster now that should be on this list to go bye-bye?
Sadly, yes, and they're main eventers. Randy Orton should step down. John Cena should step down. And maybe not even fired, but just move out of the fucking way, because really, John Cena needs to fucking go away. He's not over with anybody anymore. I don't know. I always I want to break down what I would do with each athlete, but before that, I just want to go to douchebag of the day and what I don't like saying who should lose a job. I grew up in low-end, middle-class, super dirt fucking poor, between that range of white trash in New Jersey. And in New Jersey, everything is okay to make fun of. Like, you can make fun of someone's religion, someone's race, someone's handicap. You can make fun of almost everything except two things. There's two things you cannot make fun of in New Jersey. Like, if someone comes up to you and be like, oh, your race, your religion, and everything you stand for is stupid, we have a good time. We're laughing, we're high-fiving, ha-ha, nothing's off limits. We use the F word, ha-ha-ha-ha. And, they use, even, the N-word was commonplace. Like, it just, you grew up where, stuff that's offensive today by the PC police wasn't offensive back then. Like, I didn't know racism was a real thing until I left New Jersey. I thought racism was just for jokes. I didn't know people were actually racist. So everything was off limits except two things. You never made fun of someone's children, and you never made fun of fucking someone not having a job. You never, I remember, I remember fucking, one time I was with my Uncle Tommy, and I was like, oh, I hope that guy loses his job. And he smacked me in the back of the head. And he's like, you don't even wish that on your enemy. Just New Jersey, I don't know if maybe it's hard times, Dusty Road style, but you never wished someone unemployment, and you always had to watch how you said it. With that said, the douchebag of the fucking century, Mark Henry. I'll break down the roster. Mark Henry. This is his fucking tweet. Here we stand, 18 years in August, still here. Now, I know he's patting himself on the back, giving himself a Barry Horowitz, but you're the douchebag of the fucking day. Later, he claims, because Curt Hawkins called him out on it. He's like, your colleagues lose their jobs and you tweet that? You're an idiot, Mark. And, then he tries First, I don't know if to explain myself to no one. All right, Mark Henry, Jesus fucking Christ, come on. Let's be completely honest, Mark Henry. You got a job because your agent tricked WWE into a 10-year lucrative deal where you couldn't be cut, and they wanted that. And the only reason you did that was because of the fucking Monday Night Wars, and they thought you were going to be a star, and they made your life miserable so they could cut you. So explain that one, dickhead. But I had no idea anyone got let go. It's sad. I was just asked to post about my birthday. So, okay, that's good. But no, then he has to say, if not, well, you know me, I'll handle our business. You know what, Mark Henry, I know you're the strongest guy in the world. You deserve to fucking get punched in the fucking face. And not only that, you deserve to get punched in the face even if you do win the fucking fight. You are a douchebag of the fucking day. And maybe I just grew up around too many poor people. But like I said, where I grew up in New Jersey, you could make fun of everything except two things. You could never make fun of someone's kid, and you can never fucking make fun of someone's job. Like, ever. I just fucking know. You don't make fun of it, And maybe Mark Henry grew up fucking more wealthier than us. Maybe. I just think it's a fucking douchebag move. And, like, you're really going to fucking fight Mark Henry. All right, let's be completely fucking honest. Really? Are you? All right. I'll be your fucking Huckleberry. You gonna fucking fight over this shit? I don't know why. I hate when fucking people just act fucking tough. Mark Henry, you can kiss my ass and kick my ass. Guess what, dude? Really, you're gonna fucking fight Curt Hawkins? That's what you're gonna go. That's the route you're going. Oh, you're a fucking tough guy, right? Yeah. That's why WWE publicly said they wish they could get rid of you. Publicly said your career was fucking embarrassing until you broke down and cried. You sat there. You are the absolute worst human being in the world. They wanted you to be fucking gone. Now, you manned up and you did it and you got your huge fucking payday, and you did have a great fucking career towards the end. But, dude, too fucking far. Just too fucking far, you fucking douchebag. So, you are a fucking douchebag of the day. All right,
Dave, let's just kind of get this back on track here. Looking around here, I don't think a lot of these guys are going to find a lot of trouble. I mean, Curt Hawkins, almost immediately after it was announced he was released, he was already booked. He's going to be performing tomorrow night. Like, he got released today. He's going to be wrestling Independence tomorrow at Jersey Championship Wrestling. So congratulations to him. Yoshi Tatsu, he's free to go back to Japan. I expect him maybe to pick up something there. Evan Bourne, I think he's going to pick up right where he left off in the Independence as Matt Sydal. Brodus Clay, he's actually headed to Japan, believe it or not. He's interested in doing some twofold things. He, believe it or not, besides wrestling, he wants to protect dolphins. I didn't know that was still a problem. People in Japan killing dolphins where you have to go out there and try to protect them. I didn't know that.
Hold on. As a guy living in Japan, there's not a fucking problem. The problem is you love dolphins over any other fucking thing. The majority of people in Japan have no fucking idea that these dolphins are getting fucking killed. They're actually making laws for it to make it impossible. Go ahead. Oh my god, they're fucking killing dolphins. Yeah, look at your fucking chickens, your pigs, It's just that you fucking like dolphins. That's the fucking reality. There's really not that big of a problem. And there's European cultures killing way more fucking dolphins than Japan. Brodus Clay, more props to you. But let me tell you, dude, you're fucking battling something that fucking almost doesn't exist. That is one of those, it's like that Coney 2012 bullshit. You're fucking getting pumped up for a problem that almost really doesn't exist. Here's an idea. Why not go to Fukushima and fucking help them out? No, go save fucking dolphins. Dude, there's so very little fucking problems with dolphins in Japan compared to some other places. And, if you're for everything, here, you don't have to leave your fucking home. Look how they treat fucking cows in America. Bam, problem solved. Don't even fucking come over. Now, do I think people should be killing dolphins? Nah, probably not. But I think it's over-exaggerated beyond belief. What's that?
It's just turned into Dolphin AM now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my whole thing is the reality is it's not that big of a fucking deal. That's the fucking reality, and they're making fucking laws. What's he gonna do? Come out here and be like, oh, don't fucking do that? All right. And it's so funny, here's a quote. Here's a quote from fucking Japan media that will never make it in American media. We'll stop killing dolphins when you stop droning brown people. Oh, no one's saying anything now, huh? It's easy to point the finger at someone else. Yeah, look how they fucking treat your cows. And my whole thing is, oh, dude, I don't eat dolphin. I'm for it. I think if you're hunting for food and you hunt, get the food and leave, hey, dude, for you. But if you're just hunting to be a dick, you're kind of a dick. Yeah. So, and also, I'm interested to see who Jarrett, ROH, and TNA pick up out of this. But if you could, I just want to go over messages and then break down the list one time and then maybe wrap the show up, if that's okay. Brandon Maltz leaves the first comment of the night. So sad to hear these releases. Mike Ashman says, I'm so happy for all 10 of these talents. Well, 11 if you count a referee. I wish them all the best. I think it's 11. I don't know. I'm correcting someone out. Yeah. I wish them all the best in other promotions or career goals. Let us be honest. Here's the releases we needed. A lot of talent, so damaged goods. So, yeah. A lot of people on Twitter have been supporting these guys just because the timing is good with ROH, TNA, Jarrett, New Japan, and Indies kind of making a spike. Indies have been dead for a real long time, but they've improved a lot. Go ahead, you were about to say something?
Yeah, Jarrett actually commented on it in his Twitter. He just said something to the effect of the independent talent pool just got deeper, and it's already deep. So maybe that's, hey, I'm going to maybe take a look at these guys and maybe offer some kind of a deal.
Yeah. And Fred Yelly says he'll be watching us later, just watching Impact. What? I thought we could do a wrestling show against TNA and still have a lot of viewers. Maybe not. But I will be doing an Impact review and NXT review later. I just have a lunch meeting first, and I wanted to do this with Boom Boom. Me and Boom Boom have like 800 shows scheduled, but this one was kind of important. All right, JTG. I'm shocked that he did have the job so long. I'm shocked that, because the internet was kind of making fun of him for having a job so long and accomplishing not so much. But I thought he had a great chance with Crime Time. I really did, and after that, it was like he was just lost in the shuffle. Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, both talented guys, but like I said earlier, 3MB on television almost on every goddamn show. 3MB makes an appearance on all the A, B, C, and D shows. And I'm just shocked. I feel bad for Drew McIntyre because at one time, he's so talented. At one time had a great spot, but had the WrestleMania thing. But I don't know. I'm just shocked at 3MB because if you don't win and still get over is amazing. Aksana, I think, is one of the most beautiful human beings in the world, and for Divas wrestling standards, really improved her game. She was just a beautiful person, but slowly but surely improving to Diva standards. I don't know what that says about women's wrestling when you have to make it clear. It's not improving for women's standards, it's improving for Diva standards. Curt Hawkins, I'm shocked that he's still at a job, very talented, never really got a fair shake, and James Legend is sad today. Teddy Long breaks my heart a little bit. Granted, he knew he was leaving and all that, but he started from the bottom. Not to steal a line from Drake or Drain or whatever the hell that rapper is, but he would literally do anything. They got film footage of him just standing ringside and grabbing gear, referee, manager. Like, he would basically do anything and had some great comical wrestling matches that most of the world haven't seen. And just to cut him, know that, hey, it's over. And Albert Del Rio is like mailing it in, like, oh, I'm going home. And I don't know, it's just, I would have showed some class and just let him ride out his contract. Why bother even cutting him? I mean, especially if there was already plans for him to leave. But then, a classy person keeps their word and doesn't fucking act like a scumbag. Camacho, I think once Sin Cara was his tag team partner, his tag team partner evolved into Sin Cara, I think the writing was on the wall. Poor guy. I know he tried some stuff in NXT, but it just wasn't working out. Brodus Clay is a huge shocker, and it just shows that they're full of shit as far as being for children. Evan Bourne is just so talented. I think we haven't put that over, how talented Evan Bourne is. And I'm just shocked that, they couldn't do something with him. And to me, it's just, and not only that, but Evan Bourne is the original NXT class. Am I right? Evan Bourne,
No.
was he? No, no. All right, I could be mistaken, but yeah, I'm just shocked by Evan Bourne being cut. No, he isn't. I'm sorry, I got him confused with someone else. But Evan Bourne to me,
You're probably thinking of what's his name? Oh shit, the guy from South Africa. Fuck it, I'm picturing him right now. Justin Gabriel.
yeah. But to me, it's just they have so many talented wrestlers, especially the cruiserweights, but they'll just keep around big guys who can't wrestle. And the one that and Marc Harris referee, just it sucks anyone loses his job. But I honestly don't know much about Marc Harris. But Yoshi Tatsu never got to be seen on the big stage. Just absolutely amazing in ring. Hopefully he comes to New Japan. I'd love to see him versus AJ Styles. I think that would be tickets. Even ROH. I don't know about TNA. TNA is really, I don't know. I'm worried about these guys that have to go to TNA. And, man, just such a nice guy, such a great wrestler, and never given a chance. And when they had the big thing about Houston, it just showed they had no idea who he really was. So, to me, just a shocker. All right. Booms, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, because your little screen went gray. Sorry about that. All right, so, yeah, hopefully these guys get picked up a lot. I'd like to see where Clay goes. Tatsu. Bourne is probably going back to ROH. Drew McIntyre. Curt Hawkins is hitting the indies hard. So, I don't know. And the night's still young. Maybe there's more cuts to come. I hope not. But some of these guys just... Vince McMahon fucking makes mistakes, and people have to fucking pay for it. Booking-wise, network-wise, it's just... and I don't know, man. There was a report that, I think it was even in their stockhold meeting, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that they said they're not going to cut people anymore. They're just going to let their contracts expire.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's just crazy.
Real quick, I want to hit up some live comments. Brandon Malt says, why don't they get rid of Heath Slater? And I think he brings up a good point. They got rid of the other two members of three-man band. Why not Slater? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea why you keep Heath Slater. I don't know what you do with him. I guess maybe you try to repackage him, drag him down to NXT, and see if things work out. If not, then maybe he'll be next. Who's to say they're not going to cut more people tomorrow? Who says? And then he also goes on to say they didn't get rid of Sandow, and they've ruined his career. Good point. And some of these you can make arguments for. I know like Evan Bourne, someone that they really hadn't been using here, same thing with Curt Hawkins. But if you're going to use that argument, why not CM Punk? I mean, obviously he's made no indication that he's coming back, period. His contract's about to expire, and if you're not waiting for people like Teddy Long for their contracts to expire, why do you save CM Punk?
Well, because they want CM Punk to come back and the star power, not all that, but I don't think he's... on the Stockholm meeting, Vince said they're not paying him anymore. They were paying for him to sit home and hopefully come back, but they stopped paying him. And I think they just want to come back eventually. What's that?
Mike Ashman actually brings up a point. He says, something tells me that WWE losing money is the green light to release the talent to save money. Now out of the talent released, where would you like to book these guys since they've been released? But no, Mike Ashman brings up a good point here, talking about them losing money. I mean, they didn't get as many subscribers to the WWE Network as they wanted. They got the low end of the deal with the USA Network for Raw. Of course, about Vince McMahon losing $350 million in one day. They're trying. I guess they're trying to shore back up the company and make it look good for the investors. And this is unfortunately some people lose jobs. But Mike, let me say something. I don't like it when anybody loses their job. But I don't think it's just because you're not working for WWE doesn't mean it's the end of the world. These guys are going to find jobs. Hell, Curt Hawkins already got a booking within hours, if that, of getting released. Drew McIntyre, I can picture him going back over to the UK, or excuse me, I know he's Scottish, but he goes back over to Europe and working there. You know, Brodus Clay, he's going to go to Japan. Yoshi Tatsu is very definitely going to Japan. Evan Bourne, I guarantee you he's going to be back in the Independents. I mean, he was a superstar in the Independents, so why not? King of the Indies, if you will. JTG, I could see him, you know, trying to capitalize on his former WWE fame, you know, making appearances at independent events. And, you know, and there's this whole persona that, or not persona, but idea that, you know, WWE's the top of the mountain. If you're not working for them, you ain't shit. You haven't accomplished anything in your career. I mean, I'd like to think if you're working for companies like New Japan, you know, you'd be making some pretty decent money. So just because you're not working for WWE doesn't mean your career's over. And it's definitely not the end of the line for anybody here. If they want to carry their careers further, they can. And I hate that things didn't work out. I hate that, you know, I feel like what Dave said at the top of the show, that creative should have apologized to some of these guys. You know, especially, you know, Brodus Clay, someone that had some momentum. And remember that? Remember this, Dave? You know, he was red hot, and then they had him lose. I mean, he fucking lost. And then he lost to Big Show, and it just killed his fucking career. And then they turned him heel, and that was just boom. That was it. He was done after that. Once he turned heel on Tons of Funk and, you know, and did this like 2-match feud with Xavier Woods, it was over. His career was over. And actually, Dave, if you'll indulge me, do you mind if I read one of the articles we posted up on KocoSports.com?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I know you got stuff to do, so I'll try to be brief here. But this is something you can actually go to KocoSports.com right now and find. It's on our wrestling news section. You can find it. Just click on the wrestling tab, go down to WWE. You'll find it right here. It's entitled. Take two. It's titled "Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn Not Keen on New WWE Performers." And if you read this like me, you find this slightly disturbing. And again, please indulge me, ladies and gentlemen. It says Vince McMahon is said to be unconvinced on any of WWE's new characters, reports the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The chairman is a very hard person to impress, and he rarely accepts new people as main players. Let that sink in for a second. Given that he still makes all the big decisions, again, let that sink in, this is perhaps why we have already seen the likes of Adam Rose and Paige cooled off so soon after their debuts. Indeed, the reason Rose wasn't on Raw this week was likely down to the company already giving up on his push. Actually, he was injured. WWE's lead producer, Kevin Dunn, apparently buried Rose, and Vince isn't sold on the partying character either. Another new push is that of Bo Dallas. He is getting featured strongly on every show, but he's already struggling to incite big audience reactions. McMahon and Dunn's apathy to new characters is also the reason why Paige has had little character development. Right now, it also seems that if she has gotten the Divas title by default, with no perceived real contender other than the absent AJ Lee. However, Dunn is said to be a huge fan of Alicia Fox's new gimmick, so she will continue to be featured. Perhaps she might even be considered for the Divas belt if reactions continue to grow. All of this news is a sign of the reality era.
When reactions grow from what? From crickets to, oh, all right. Oh, the reactions grow. Come on, dude, get the fuck out of here. This article is what's wrong with WWE. But go on.
The new era was heralded after WWE pushed a raft of newer talent the night after WrestleMania 30, but as often the case in WWE, it looks to be very much start-stop projects.
Yeah, and not only that, but this is what's wrong with WWE. It's an ass-kissing environment. I'll tell you what, any of these 11 people, 10 people, if they went and just worked on kissing ass, they'd still have jobs today. It is not about talent. It's not about in-ring skills. It's not about connecting with the fans. It's about kissing ass. Alicia Fox has to be awesome at kissing ass because the fact that they think that's getting over cracks me the fuck up. I mean, it just cracks me up because it's such a fucking environment. It's such an ugly, disgusting environment to work in that all people give a shit about is protecting their spot, their job. You got a bunch of fucking yes men looking out for the people. If Alicia Fox is getting over, then fucking anyone can get over. John Cena is the face of the company. Anyone. It's all about fucking marketing and kissing ass, and that's why pro wrestling suffers, and that's why people ain't buying your network. That's why, even though you made a lot of profit, you're actually losing viewers. and you have lost touch with reality. And not to steal CM Punk's pipe bomb, but you surround yourself by yes men. It is fucking disgusting. Anyone that's ever worked around FCW, NXT, WWE, TNA, all they care about is protecting their job. It's kind of like a politician. Their first priority is making money. Their second priority is looking good. The third priority is doing what the people want. WWE is the same exact fucking way. First priority, kissing ass. No, I'm sorry. First priority is keeping your spot. Second priority is kissing ass. Third priority is kissing ass. Fourth priority is keeping your spot. Fifth priority is kissing your ass. Sixth priority is keeping your spot. And then you get about to the 19th priority. Yeah, maybe we should put on a good product. That fucking putting on a good product is so far down the fucking list, it's crazy. But go on, Booms.
But the thing that really disturbs me is actually the first sentence in the second paragraph. It says, "The chairman is a very hard person to impress. He rarely accepts new people as main players." Then why hire these people? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, WWE wants to be a sports entertainment company. They want to be run like a sports company, like you would do. I mean, like you would run like a corporate, like you would run something like how owners would run the New York Yankees or the Boston Celtics or the LA Lakers or the New York Giants. I mean, just you name it, any kind of franchise. They want to run it like this. They want to run it like a big corporation, like a big company, a sports company. Would you know of any company, any franchise, anybody that would draft somebody up from the college ranks and just be like, you know what, I'm really not convinced they're a starter. I'm really not convinced they've got the talent. Then why the fuck did you hire them? Why the fuck did you draft them? Why did you bring them on board? It makes no sense to me.
No, it is. And I'm a Florida Gators fan, so this is going to kill me.
No need to apologize.
It's Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is the ultimate WWE experience. But here's the problem. Having one Team Tebow on your team, that is stupid. All right? And I'm a Gators fan, and I love you. But having Tim Tebow on your team on an NFL franchise is fucking stupid. WWE has nothing but Tim Tebows. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Pure fucking garbage. And that's the problem. You know, it's just the fucking problem. And you have to be such an ass-kissing fucking society. It is fucking ridiculous. And they get it from day one. They get it from day fucking one. The day you walk in to meet WWE's brass, you get it from day one. You're just like, oh, I get it. And you just fucking walk away. You know, it's not even fucking fun. It's just not. They do not care about anything. And TNA is the same exact way because all the people that couldn't survive protecting their job go to TNA. And guess what? They do what they only know. Protecting their spot, protecting their job. And it's why fucking pro wrestling sucks. Booms, I'm going to wrap this up real quick. I don't know where JTG goes. Drew McIntyre, I think, will be fine. Aksana is just fucking hot. She could probably make money anywhere. Curt Hawkins will have to prove himself on independence, which I think he will. Teddy Long deserves more respect than he got. I think Brodus Clay will do great in Japan. If he's a serious character, I'd like to see him in New Japan. If he's a silly character, I would like to see it. And the thing is, yeah, Brodus Clay can hustle and make a great living and bust his ass and not be told to be held back. I'm very excited to see Brodus Clay in Japan. Obviously, you know, keep him away from Dolphins, but put him in the fucking squared circle. Evan Bourne will always be great, Ring of Honor, and Yoshi Tatsu, I can't wait to see where the fuck he is. All right, Booms, you want to wrap this bad boy up? Because I wanted to end this 15 minutes ago.
Okay, I apologize for going long,
no
but
worries.
The discussion will continue. We'll have more news and information on this over on KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. You can even read the article I just read here on the air, so be sure to check it out in the wrestling section. And, of course, we've got news and gossip with boxing, mixed martial arts. We've got everything there. You can even check out some of these guys in action on our video on demand section, but you got to go to KocoSports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
And make sure to buy an Internet Imager shirt. Me and Booms, we have plenty of shows lined up this weekend. We're going to do our NXT reviews, Impact reviews. We're going to bring back Fave 5s. So we got a lot of stuff. Plus, pay-per-view profits, Booms. All right, I know you're anti-TNA. Will you be part of pay-per-view profits for TNA?
Maybe, but only if you keep score.
Whoa. Okay, pay-per-view profits officially canceled. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we have a lot of shows coming up this weekend, so hopefully we can accomplish them all. Boom Boom, thank you for making time for us today. And Internet Infantry, thank you for watching live. And please, go to the website. Go ahead. Jerry, Pablo, Cooey, all those guys work so hard on it. So head over to the website. Let's try to make it our
get well soon, James Legend, even though you're an actor.
Yeah, James Legend is having rough times. I know.
Hard times.
Hard times. In life, but you know what? He is a huge Curt Hawkins fan. So I don't know. I give James Legend one free internet hug. It'd be cool. You know what? I hope, because James Legend promotes shows for charity and Brawl. I would love to see. I'd love to see Curt Hawkins do a show for Brawl for charity, because that would just, well, obviously he would get paid, but I mean the overall profit goes to charity. I would love to see that, just because, you know what? I know that would cheer up James Legend. He's had hard times. So let's try to make that happen, Internet Infantry. Everyone's like, what? What's going on? Who are these people? Go to KocoSports.com to find out. And with that, I am over.